Another Friday, another day, another bankroll builder hits. Can we cook up another one today? Let's find out. We're about to get into it. This is the free three. We've got some great hardwood action today, NBA, college basketball. I'm going to give you guys my best bets on the way. Let's get into it.
Noble, I also love your YouTube videos. I watched them while I was gone. That was fire.
But getting paid because yesterday we had a full sweep. My going under, that was just icing on the cake. Why are we going to go in such a weak AFC South? Unless we have the NBA Blowout Association today.
Knicks take a 1-point lead with 13 seconds.
When you hear the sirens, you know what that means.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
Happy Friday, everyone. It is your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and we're trying to get to that money. I appreciate you guys for tapping in every single day through the month of January. It's been ups, it's been downs. We've had some great days and we've had some bad days. And yesterday was more of like a paper cut day for us because we did hit our bankroll builder of the day, but we did miss on a few other plays. In today's video, I'm going to give you a recap on how we did yesterday and also tell you what I'm taking in today's card. And if you stay to the very end of the video, I'm going to give you my bankroll builder. That is our plus 100 money line parlay of the day. Those things have been absolutely printing. Do not sleep on those, my friends, as they've been making us money. So let's dive into this real quickly. A quick recap on how we did yesterday. Wasn't our best day, but it wasn't the worst day. So you can see yesterday we put up a quick little graphic. I did a 3, 4, 5, 6 parlay. I tried to do something a little bit differently here. And we took Colin Sexton for 3 assists. That cash. We probably should have just taken it by itself. We took Jaden McDaniels for 4 rebounds. He didn't get it. Julius Randle played like 5 minutes. He's so banned. Like, I'm telling you, if you guys see me take a Julius Randle bet for the remainder of the season while he's on the Wolves, if he gets traded, that's something different. But if you see me taking while he's on the Wolves, listen, just shoot me a message and be like, bro, you're tweaking. You need to call the number. Just let me know. Isaiah Collier, he got the 6 points. So maybe we should have just taken like Isaiah Collier and Sexton. So it happened. So we lose on that parlay. But our bankroll builder of the day, as you guys can see right here, we cashed in Maine, College of Charleston. That was a sweat because Charleston was down like 15-0 in the first half, but they came back. Central Connecticut, which was our main leg, we got that done pretty easily. And then the Cleveland Cavaliers. So our bankroll builder at plus 119 cashed in. So we got our bankroll builder. We lost our 3, 4, 5, 6 parlay, but then we also did lose Dylan Brooks over 3.5 rebounds as he only scored, I think he only grabbed 2 rebounds. We added 2 plays late. We added LeBron under 45.5 points, rebound, and assists, as I figured the Lakers were going to blow out the Wizards, and I also saw a trend where LeBron has not been going over his PRA line, so that did cash in for us. And then we also did lose late night on another money line parlay that I put together. As you can see, Washington lost as minus 600 favorites. They were 12-point favorites on the spread, and they lose the game outright by 2 points to a very bad Pacific team. Just a very bad loss for Washington State there. I mean, they were a team that could make some noise in the WAC or in the West Coast Conference, wherever they are, and I guess that's not going to happen. So basically a paper cut day, 2-3, 2-2 here on the, accordingly to the Action Network here. As you can see, we're down a little bit of juice, but not too bad of a week that we've had here. Make sure you're following us at Noble Living on Action so you guys can get all the latest picks and plays, right, my friends? So let's dive into these winners real quickly. And let's go into the board for this Friday. It is an ugly slate, guys. If we look at the college basketball slate, not too many games on that. It's like really like marquee matchups or big names, so I don't really want to touch on that too much. And then in the NBA, we have a few games, but we have really big spreads. Clippers, Hornets, huge spreads. Nuggets and Sixers. You never know what you're going to get out of either one of those teams. Celtics, Pelicans, same thing. Celtics, the worst team against the spread in terms of covering after a win, and they won their last game against the Bulls. Well, what is my first best bet of the day? Speaking about the Celtics and Pelicans, it might not be a popular bet that I'm going to take, but like I mentioned, Celtics against the spread after a win. They have the worst against the spread number of any team in all of the NBA. If we scroll down here to, this is on Action Network, you can see real quickly against the number this year, the Celtics are 19-27. That's not very good. And especially, I mean, I get it. There's the defending champions. They're going to get high numbers sometimes, but you got to defend the spread. And then the Pelicans on the other side, with all the injuries they've had, they haven't been very good, 19-28 against the number. But I'm going to take a look at a player prop in this game, and we're going to go with the guy that's been struggling for the Celtics, and that is why I like him in this situation. But I'm not going to take an over. I'm going to take an under. And we're going to go Jason Tatum under 38.5 PRA. I know it's not popular, but if you look at the numbers for Jason Tatum recently, he has been struggling. Let's look at it so far. His shot, non-existent. This is on Doink Sports real quickly. You can see over the last 10 games, he's only been averaging 22 points per game. He's only been averaging 7 rebounds per game. And then assist-wise, he's only been averaging about 5 assists per game. So when you take a look at the numbers, when you have a PRA line, obviously your points is going to be the main thing that you need to really chip in and contribute and really help you get to this line. I'm sorry, I'm clicking all over the place. To help you get to this number. Well, 16 points, 19 points, 24 points, 16 points, 5 of 15 shooting, 5 of 14 shooting, 8 of 22 shooting, 5 of 12 shooting. Like, that's not going to get it done. He's not shooting at a very good percentage right now. I mean, he's been struggling all over the court to be able to get it done. And now he's facing a New Orleans Pelicans team against, let me see, I don't know what just happened to the line, but against opposing small forwards, you can see they've only given up 25 points to PJ Washington, 21 to Scotty Barnes, 22 to Miles Bridges. So over the last 10 games, opposing small forwards are only averaging about 16 points per game on them. And then when you look at the rebound numbers, only 7. So 16 plus 7, what does that put us at? About 23. And then when you throw in the assists in there, 4 assists, so that puts us at about 27. You guys see where I'm at now? 28, and we need him to get 39. It's just way too high of a number for a guy who's been struggling. And if we go here to the popular trends tab on Doing Sports, and I look up Jason Tatum real quickly, we can see here, if we look at his under just the points and rebounds, he's gone under this number in 5 of the last 5 games. He's only averaging 26.5. Meanwhile, the Pelicans against starting power forwards are giving up less than 33.5 points and rebounds in 42 of the last 48 games. So basically a 90% hit rate this entire season. On average, 22 points and rebounds that they're giving up. So we're going to take the PRA line just to get the extra juice. But if you want to take the under 33.5 points and rebounds, I'm not opposed to that as well. The Pelicans did not play last night. They played on the 29th. So Zion should play in this game, which is an extra kind of strength for them on the power forward position. So I'm not overthinking it. Celtics don't cover after a win, so this is a 13, 12, 11-point spread, so the Pelicans should keep it close. Tatum has been struggling, and then also we just see what the Pelicans have been doing against starting power forwards and small forwards. I'm not overthinking it. Jason Tatum, we're going to continue to fade him as he's been struggling. We're going to go under 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists, or 39.5 if you can get that. That's even better. We're going to lock that in for 1 unit down. For my second best bet of the day, we're also going to stay here in the association. And we're going to go to this Clippers and Hornets matchup. Another game with a very big spread. As you can see here, the Clippers are 14.5, 13-point favorites here. And that's primarily because LaMelo Ball has been ruled out for this game. I don't think that he plays. And I think if we scroll down to some of the injuries that the Hornets have been dealing with, no Grant Williams, he's done for the season. No Cody Martin, they haven't had him for a minute. LaMelo Ball, he's always injured. He's got an ankle injury. No backup in Trey Mann. No Mark Williams. No Brandon Miller. So, I mean, they basically have a G League team out there. Let's be honest. So the Clippers should blow them out. But the guy that I'm really going to be looking at to have a great game today is Mr. Norman Powell. And I'm going to go over 3.5 rebounds. I know this burned us yesterday with Dylan Brooks, but let's run it back. Why? Because on the popular tab here at Doing Sports, I really like kind of the trend and the analysis that they gave us here. Norman Powell has gone over this number in 5 of the last 5 games on the road. And he's averaging close to 6 assists. We can see 5.6 assists a game. 5.6 rebounds a game he's been averaging on the road. Meanwhile, Charlotte has allowed over 4 rebounds a game to starting shooting guards in 8 of the last 10 games. That's an 80% hit rate, and that's at and they're giving up about 4 rebounds per game. So let's dive into the stats a little bit deeper for Norman Powell, and let's see what he's been doing recently in his game log. If you want to take his points, I'm not opposed to it. It's at 22.5. He's been averaging 25. I believe Norman Powell is going to be motivated in this game. There's a lot of people, not just him, a lot of people who got snubbed out of an all-star appearance this year. I don't know how Tyler Hero made it. I don't know how, Jalen Williams, okay, he maybe deserved it. But there's some other players who I just don't think should have been on the All-Star team. Siakam, the West is always loaded. I get it. But Norman Powell, the season that he's been having for the Clippers has been absolutely stellar, and he should have been getting a little bit more recognition. So 25 points per game, you can see. He's got at his three-point line, he's gone over this in 8 of 10. His rebound line, that's the one that we're looking at. So the 3.5-point line, he's averaging 4.5 rebounds per game over the last 10 games. So it's a 70% hit rate. Last game against the Spurs, 8 rebounds. Against the Suns, 5 rebounds. Against the Bucks, 6 rebounds. Against the Lakers, 4 rebounds. Against Portland, 5 rebounds. So for me, the only thing that really concerns me here is he only had 3 rebounds against the Wizards, 2 rebounds against the Bulls, 1 rebound against the Nets. What do those teams all have in common with the Hornets? They all suck, and the Hornets suck. So for me, what I've realized is Norman Powell, he grabs rebounds against really other strong teams like the Spurs, like the Suns, like the Bucks. But against the bad teams, he hasn't been grabbing rebounds. That's my only caveat for this pick. So for you guys, what I would do real quickly is I would make sure that, this is something that you keep an attention on. So if we get 3.5 in next game as well, I would take that, especially if he's playing a much better opponent. I don't know why it just kind of the red went away there, but let's kind of go back to that real quick, because it makes it a little bit easier to follow. I guess they took some lines off. I guess that's what happened, because now it's saying no lines right here. So let's look real quickly at Charlotte super fast and what they've been doing against opposing shooting guards with rebounds. So you can see Keon Johnson for the Nets, he had 5 last game. Max Christie only had 2, but he's not really a big rebound guy. Jordan Hawkins, he had 4. Denny for the Blazers, he had 5. Spencer Dinwiddie, he had 5. Kobe Martin, he had 5. Devin Booker, 5 and 6. So you can see over the last 10 games, they've given up on average 4 rebounds per game. Also, keep in mind that this is the Hornets, so I do not think that Kawhi is going to be playing a ton of minutes. I think he's going to get his usual 25 to 22 minutes or so, which means more minutes for Norman Powell. And if you look real quickly over here, over the last several games, his minutes per game has been ticking up. 28, 22, 26, but look, 37, 38, 32, 36, 37, 37. So he's basically playing the entire game. He's averaging 33 minutes per game. So if he's on the floor, if the Hornets are going to play like what they usually play, which is very fast-paced, which means more shot attempts, well, that should mean a few rebound opportunities for Norman Powell. Don't overthink it. Over 3.5 rebounds. We're going to lock that in real quickly as our second best bet of the day. So we've got 2 best bets real fast. Norman Powell over 3.5 rebounds. And then we also got Jason Tatum under 38.5 PRA. Those are our 2 picks that we're locking in real fast for our player props in the NBA. Our third and final best bet of the day is going to be our bankroll builder of the day. So let's go to the college basketball slate. And I'm going to call this the MAC parlay. I think that's what we're going to call it, the MAAC parlay. Why? Because all these teams are part of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. So 3 teams to get it done for today. Let's look real quickly on KenPom. We've got Merrimack, we've got Quinnipiac, and we've got Marist. If we go to the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, we can see the top 3 teams right now in the conference are Merrimack, Quinnipiac, and Marist. They're all 8-1 in conference, and they all play today. So we're going to take them to all get a win because they are the 3 best teams in the conference. You can see 8-1 in conference, 8-1 in conference, 8-1 in conference. You can see the overall records, 11-9, 12-8, 15-3, and then after that, it literally falls off. Iona, Siena, like none of these teams are even close to these 3 teams in terms of conference. So at this point, the conference is these 3 teams to figure out which one of them is going to make it to the NCAA tournament. Or everybody else is bottom of the barrel. I'm not even looking at them. So as a result, we're just going to take them to grab the wins today. So the first one, let's go to Merrimack. They're 8.5-point favorites at home against St. Mary's. Don't overthink it. They're the team to beat. Merrimack's at home. And again, 8-1 in conference. You can't drop any games because you know if you drop one game, you go from the number 1 all the way down to the number 3. Quinnipiac, they're a huge favorite as well at home against Fairfield. We faded Fairfield when we took Merrimack in the last game against them. Take Quinnipiac. Don't overthink it. And then finally, the last one will be Marist, and that's probably going to be the most sweaty game out of all 3 of these. If we scroll all the way down at the bottom, they start at 9 p.m. against Siena. And if we lock that in, those 3 teams, that gets you to minus 103. If you want a little bit of extra odds value, just throw Purdue in there. They're going to smack Indiana at home. Those 4 teams get you to plus 121. But if you just want to do the 3 legs, Merrimack, Quinnipiac, and Marist. The only game I'm going to talk about real quickly is Marist, because that is the game that's probably going to be the most of the sweat. Real quickly, Merrimack, you could see Ken Palm has this as a 9-point win for them at home. They're 8-1 in conference. They've won 3 of their last 4, 7 of their last 8. So you can't be too mad at that. In Quinnipiac, same type of thing. All a bunch of green wins. They've won 5 games in a row and 7 of their last 8 as well. So you love to see that. Now, when I told you the Marist team is going to be the biggest sweat, and the reason why that is because Siena's not a bad team. They're 248th on KenPom. Meanwhile, Marist is only 217 on KenPom. That's not too bad. 15-3 on the year for Marist, but it's a weak 15-3. You can see they don't really have any wins over any top 200 teams besides this win against Quinnipiac earlier in conference at home. This was a bad loss to them against Ryder at home, but they just had a tough night shooting the ball. They rebounded on the road against Niagara, and now they come back home after they won 2 back-to-back road games. That's what gives me confidence to take them here in this situational spot. I do believe they lose later on in the season to Siena on the road, because Siena is a good team, but at home, I think that Marist can be able to defend the home court. You can see they're 120th in defensive efficiency, 36th in effective field goal percentage, 9th in 2-point percentage. Those are really great numbers for a mid-major, especially in a conference like the Metro Atlantic. Meanwhile, Siena, you can see they don't only struggle defensively, but they also struggle offensively. 269th in adjusted tempo, 225 in effective field goal percentage. They turn over the ball a lot. That's not what you can do against a team like Marist that's very strong defensively. They win one, they lose one. They're very inconsistent, Siena is. And every time they step up in class, like Merrimack, like Quinnipiac, they've lost. So for me, I don't want to take them. They just lost on the road to Iona in their last game, which is a team they should have beaten. And now they have to face Marist again on the road. I like Marist here. We're taking that. So those are the 3 teams that we're throwing in there. You can throw Purdue as well. If you want better odds value, feel free to take Quinnipiac in the first half, as I believe they cover the first half money line as well. You can do that. So we're going to lock that in. That is our 3 best bets for today here on the free 3. Real quickly, Jason Tatum under 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists against the Pelicans. Norman Powell over 3.5 rebounds. And then finally, a 3-way parlay, and we're throwing Purdue in there just to get to better odds value. Merrimack, Quinnipiac, Marist, and then Purdue. That should lock you in. 3 best bets on this Friday card that we're going with, my friends. And then hopefully we can come back tomorrow. We're going to be celebrating a sweep, and then we've got a hardwood haymaker. You guys know on Saturdays, I put together a plus 1,000 parlay for you. We've hit 3 of the last 4 over the last month. That's beautiful. Talk about building your bankroll. All right. So we're going to help you guys cook that up for tomorrow. So if you need anything, shoot me a message, shoot me a DM. I got you guys. It is your boy Noble Living on all platforms. Make sure you're following us on Action Network for any added plays I'm going to be throwing throughout the day. I think I'm going to start taking away more unders. So it might not be as popular, but I think it's going to start cashing in a little bit more. So there are a few unders that I do like on today's card. So make sure you guys hang around or follow me on Action so you guys can get those. All right. Appreciate the love and support. Appreciate y'all for tapping in per usual. It is your boy Noble Living, and I will see you guys in the next video. This is the free 3, and I'll see y'all. Have a great weekend. Let's get to that cheddar. Later, gang.